What's up, guys? This video is coming to you 31 degrees and the wind is absolutely insane. My camera actually blew over twice before my tee shot. I had to stop and fix it, but we're playing Laurel Hill. It's sunny, hopefully it warms up. I have a million hand warmers in my pocket. Let's just see what happens and how we can do.
Also testing out a new format where I'm going to do a little more in-round commentary and vlogging. Why wouldn't I want this face on the camera more? You know, this face sells, obviously. But it does add like 5-6 more minutes than my usual video, so let me know what you think.
Missed the green short, as you can see. But I'm going to putt this, and I'm pretty hyped. Just got a new grip on my putter. So obviously I'm going to become a better putter all of a sudden. Let's go.
So the conditions are not ideal. I know, huge shocker, but I skipped the range, skipped the putting green. It was really cold. I just dove right in. And yes, this isn't technically a putt. I'm on the fringe, but this was, let's just say it is a 3-putt. It's not a good way to start. Didn't have a feel for the greens.
Also, really quick shout out to the NLU boys. We're not laying up, but I've been watching your videos. You got me hyped on the triple track, especially for putting. So we're going to try that out today.
In this leak drive, it's not my fault. It's the triple track. You know, trying out a new ball. It's definitely that.
You hate to see it. We're going to take relief, but it's not that bad. Pin is right there. Probably like 100 out.
Just to be clear, when I say relief, I just want to make sure that on my follow through, I'm not hitting into cement or I break my club. So I just gave myself enough room to actually hit it.
I took my 140 club into a 127 pin. That's my approach. It's actually embedded. It's actually wet grounds. The cold weather is killing me today. You can see it's buried. It's buried deep in there. I think we got about 30.
And in just a moment, you're going to see a bad shot counter that's going to start in the top right corner. This round, like, yes, it was cold, it was windy, blah, 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 but there are just some shots that are inexcusable. So to be clear, the bad shot counter, when you start seeing it tally up in the top right, basically, I'm not going to be results oriented. So that bladed chip actually was okay. I'm still putting, but anything that's a terrible mishit, so a shank, toey, heely type shot, but if it's something that I wasn't planning for, so for example, if I was trying to hit a draw into a green and it fades to the right on, we're not results oriented, that's a bad shot, but you're gonna see that counter tally up really, really quick. Yikes.
This is probably, it's easily the best hole at Laurel Hill, but it might be my favorite hole in all of Northern Virginia. So let me see if I can, I don't even know how to flip it, but it's a par 3, super elevated. So I don't know if you can actually see. If I had to guess, this is like 80, 85 feet worth of elevation. In my experience, it always plays like one club less, maybe like 20 yards less, but because of the cold weather, wind swirling, I'm gonna play it true and see what happens.
So one thing I don't think I explained very well is that the wind was swirling, but like on hole 1, it was behind us. Hole 2, it was into the wind. Hole 3, it was kind of side wind. I don't think I did a good enough job explaining that. It was brutal today.
That's the hole right there. We're probably about 15 feet.
So usually when the wind or audio is really, really bad, I try to fade it down a little bit audio-wise. When I'm editing videos, I decided to not touch it to add a dramatic effect and really show how windy it was. And this is a par 5 that I've actually gotten home in 2. I'm not a long hitter either, but with the tailwind behind you, I had a look, but I was too scared to see what the carry was because the cold temps kill your distance. Wasn't sure what it was. Decided to lay up, even though that was a crappy shot, but followed up with a great shot here.
All right, it looked a lot closer from my point of view because it was in line with the pin. I'm just a hype artist. probably like 12 feet.
Look at that cocky fist pump, like I'm on tour or I just won a major or something. Mark, you're like 50 over through 3 holes. Calm down, buddy. So it's 50-50 on if this shot should qualify for the bad shot counter. It went a lot more right than I thought. I was kind of blaming the wind, but I was definitely trying to play like a straight, maybe baby draw. But don't worry, this was definitely a bad shot counter. I was 90 yards out, and we pull hook it left, so that wasn't good. And then this one here, even though it's not as close as it should be for a short chip, I hit my exact spot. So that's a good example of, even though it wasn't the greatest shot, that's not a bad shot counter type shot because I hit my spot and executed.
If I want to play better golf, this is the shot I got to work on. About 60 yards, all carry, got to get it close. That's terrible. If I had to eyeball that, it's still like 30 feet, maybe 25 feet. That's just terrible. 58 yards, I think, is what it was. Just so bad.
I've been beating myself up pretty hard for all things considered, but one thing I'm actually proud of and pretty happy with, except for hole 2, is these little comebackers and testers. I actually clean a lot of them up, and that's huge.
For anyone that's played Laurel Hill, you know that hole 8, this par 3, that's pretty long. I absolutely hate it. You probably do too. I actually played this as a bogey. It's not even hard. It's just not easy, if that makes sense. But let's just hit and pray. Okay, up next we got a par 5. It's really hard to get there in 2. So usually if you want to play it safe, you want to aim there. You cut across to the right that way, and then the pin is like there. I'm going to play this like a true 5, so you all will see.
I've seen some long hitters take aggressive lines. Basically, if you aim for those bunkers or kind of right of the bunker and you can carry all that, you catch like a speed slot kind of gully down there, and you have a look at the green in 2. It's a really, really hard par 5, but I think if you play it like a 5, it's very scoreable.
This one's about 63 yards. I'm going 60 degree. I need a lot of loft. The miss is long. There's a lot of green to work with, so I just cannot baby this. Well, it's not babied.
And even though that shot went left and long, it's not a bad shot in my opinion. It's what I planned for. It's what I executed. I knew the bailout was kind of long, so I'm actually really happy with that shot. So a decent front 9, finished 5 over with a birdie, a couple holes and shots I'd want back, of course. Thought to myself, let's go low in the back, and then we do that. Sick, Mark. It's so tight, dude. Take a nice little drop OB to start. Let's see if we can scramble and clean up. And that's something that I've been really, really trying to get better about is if you have a bad shot, don't let them pile on. Lock back in because, you know, the saying, double's better than a triple, bogey's better than a double, yada, yada. But it really is true. It adds up quick, so just lock back in. No better feeling than dropping bombs. We are back on cloud 9. Let's see if we can capitalize and keep the run good going. Oh, wait, is that the bad shot counter in the top right? Watch it escalate quick on this hole. So this shot will actually look okay on camera, but I can confirm with you it was a super heavy pop fly to the first baseman. That went maybe like 75 yards, like just terrible. And then when it rains, it pours. That's a pull hook left when you're about 90 yards out, so not good. And then another example here of the result isn't great, but I'm very happy with that chip. It's the exact spot I picked. I hit it. Obviously just rolled out a lot further. I guess the ground was harder and colder than I thought, but yeah, not mad at those. And in the off chance the NLU boys are watching, that was, as you say, a comfy par, comfy 4 here. And it's funny how, that's a good hole for me. And it carries over to this tee shot. I hit a really good tee shot. This is a super tricky par 3 for all those that have played it. It's kind of up. You always want to take extra club. I pretty much took my 200 club into, I think it was like 185-ish, missed short, but hit a really good chip shot. And there's the cleanup I was talking about. And for everyone that's played this hole, hole 15, I don't know about you guys, but I have this circled on my card as double bogey is completely fine. I definitely changed par. I think it plays like 580 from the whites. I think it's over 600 from the tips, but it's all uphill. Wind's in your face. It's super cold and it's wet, so you get no roll when your ball embeds. I literally told myself we're going driver 3-wood, and just pray to get up and down. So a bogey, a double is completely fine. And you're going to see here in just a moment, that OB didn't help, but you're going to see that I end up with a triple, spoiler alert, but I'm actually not mad. It's okay. It's not great on the scorecard, but mentally and all things considered with the conditions, not mad at all. And this upcoming tee shot is probably the shot of the day. I don't know if the audio came through, but you could just hear that was center club face, super compressed. I'm really happy with that ball flight and strike. The camera makes it look closer. I think it was still like, 10 feet-ish, but you got to capitalize on a good tee shot. But hey, we're not mad at a comfy 3 and a comfy par. And this is another one of the holes that I just struggle with no matter what. No matter what I do, I'll mentally come in with positive vibes, good swing thoughts. You're going to do great. But I just can't do well on, oh, Lord, there's the wind knocking it over. But I don't know what it is about this hole. It's just intimidating. It's in my head. I don't think I've ever done better than a bogey on this hole, ever. So anyway, it's another one of the things where if I make a 5, I'm completely fine, completely okay, and we'll just move on to a scoreable par 5 after this. And that's going to look okay on camera, but the bad shot counter came out because that was just a decelerated kind of thin chip that went nowhere. It was not great. So I called out my shot of the day a moment ago in the par 3. What's the reverse of that? Like a horrible shot of the day? Because it's this right here. If you saw the flag that I circled there, I was definitely going for it. I hit a pop fly to left field, and that's going to look good on camera in terms of, you're still in play, you have a wedge into a par 5, but I was 100% going for the green, and we just pulled it left. That's just terrible. But it would be pretty awesome to end on a birdie if we can. It's okay. We'll make this comebacker, and we'll just finish up the round with a comfy par. And, you hate to see it. The emoji comes out. So you end on a 3-putt. Hate to do that. But overall, I played to an 11, and I'm not mad at all in terms of the conditions. But, yeah, hope you enjoyed, and until next time.